Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of Live from Lavender Town. We are still in the thick of the coronavirus here as I record this video. More and more things are being shut down, and more and more we're being asked as a society to just hold out and stay inside, and that's a good thing. It really is. And while we're inside, we may as well play the Pokemon trading card game online. And today is a special day because while I did do a teaser opening of like a few Sword and Shield packs the other day, this is the first like real Sword and Shield opening here. We are opening 51 packs. Not 50, but 51 because I got one, I think, off of a tournament. Actually, it was, I'll start opening these, but it was really awesome. Derek, you gotta check out Dandrick's channel. He's my best friend, and anyway, he and I were in a tournament together, and we both made it to the end. It was unbelievable. That is an unbelievable first pull. I can't even like find the words. Air balloon is an amazing tool. It's so useful right now. Reduces the retreat cost of the Pokemon the card is attached to by 2, and it's the gold card, and not just any gold card. It's the new style of gold card, which is so gorgeous to look at. I am enamored right now. I can't believe it. Unbelievable. Such a playable card. Such a gorgeous version. Ooh, and I got the Shady Dealings Drizzle. Anyway, yeah, and I got an Incense, of course, but I cannot believe that was our first pack that we opened. I'm so excited to open up more Sword and Shield. Get more of these energies. They're beautiful. Ooh, thwacky. And then a full art bead. Attach a basic energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. Not super wild about this card in terms of playability, but it's an awesome full art. I adore full art supporters, and I cannot believe that I just pulled a gold card and a full art supporter back to back as my first 2 packs open of this set. If you watched, if you managed to catch the live stream that Dandrick did recently, opening up some Sword and Shield, opening up some other packs, doing some trades, doing some online battles, he opened up 25 packs, and it wasn't until the 19th pack that he got an ultra rare. Okay, we got Ordinary Rod, which is an awesome card. Shuffle up the 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. Shuffle up the 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your deck. And you can do both. That's gonna be so awesome. I can't believe that in this first official video, I've opened up 3 ultra rares in a row to start. Opening up 3 ultra rares in a row outside of Hidden Fates is incredible. It is. Doing so at the beginning of a video, this is the first time I have ever done this. Like, ever. I don't even know what to say. Celebi V is our first V card, and I was gonna actually make a game of like, man, what will be your first V? Of course, everybody wants to pick Zacian. I mean, that's the definite one everybody wants. There's a few other good ones, though. This one is not as playable. Celebi V's got 180 HP. Find a friend for a Leaf Energy. You search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. It's Beacon. it's what Alolan Vulpix used to run Beacon, which is nice, but you don't want to be doing that with a 2-prize Pokemon. Line Force does 50 damage for a leaf and a colorless, plus 20 more for each of your bench Pokemon, which, if you're using Skyfield and you're playing Expanded because you need to use Skyfield, that's cool. You can do 210 damage this way. 8 Pokemon on your bench. I think it's 8, right? Yeah, it's 8. Times 20 is 160, plus 50 is 210. If, and there are better ways to do that particular thing, but I could see this being teched into those kind of decks, because the energy cost is really low. Overall, there are better V Pokemon, but I will not complain about this unbelievable, incredible, phenomenal opening. I have no words. Anyway, what I was just trying to say at the beginning was that Derek and I were in a tournament, and we both were on opposite ends, and we managed to get to the end. He was running Peek Around. I was running... it was expanded, so I was running the Rayquaza Turbo deck that uses Ho-Oh and a bunch of other tricks to get a bunch of energy out to use the Rayquaza GX. It was a really good match, and I had him, and I blew it. I didn't get rid of a stadium that I could have gotten rid of, and that allowed him to knock me out. I would have been able to hold off for the final blow and win, but anyway, it was a really, really good match. Well-deserved win, and we both came away with some goodies. This is Energy Search, classic Energy Search, and finally we get a regular rare, a Stonejourner. Not even a hollow, yeah, just regular rare. Not that I need to get a hollow right now after everything I just pulled, so unbelievably. Steel Energy. I love getting these new energies. Pokemon Center Lady, I forgot they got reprinted in this set. And Chinchino. Yeah, that's pretty cool draw power though. I mean, it's a stage 1, but man, any draw is awesome. There's the Minchino we need for that Chinchino. We got Drizzle again, Heat Energy Retrieval, 2 energy from your discard, gorgeous little Pikachu, and Poltegeist, cute. Burning Shadows, Guardians Rising, and Primal Clash are up on the trade. Let's open up this Unified Minds here. We'll do that toward the middle here of this. We'll just take a little tiny interim, because that is a trade-locked Unified Minds pack. First Leaf Energy of the new set. I cannot get over the new design of the new Leaf Energy. Ooh, and I like the new Rare Candy too. I still think I might like the Rare Candy that got released in oh my god, why can't I remember the set? It was the Rayquaza GX set. Nice, got that Pokemon catcher. That is awesome. And got Vitality Band. That's going to be super useful. I really want to get Quick Ball. I really want to get 2 Quick Balls during this opening, more than anything. And that new Sandaconda, which I like that card a lot. So that's awesome. Got some really helpful items, so that's great. For Standard specifically. Yeah, I really desperately though want Quick Balls. 100%. Please, please, please. Oh, another Pal Pad. I've got plenty of those. And Thievul. Love seeing all of my new buddies from Sword and Shield. Which, believe it or not, I still have yet to beat. And it's a really short game, in my opinion. So it shouldn't be that hard to beat. But, and it's not hard at all. I don't want to get to the end, so I keep holding off on progressing it further, but oh, there's that new Life Shaker Gengar that moves damage counters from one of your psychic Pokemon to another as often as you like, so that's pretty handy. Especially if you got a type of Pokemon that like does increased damage Or like, let's say that you're using the Mewtwo Mew deck that uses, ooh, Lucky Egg. Like, gives you some draw if you get knocked out. So if you're running that new Mewtwo, that's so pretty. The new Mewtwo Mew deck with the Mewtwo EX that does damage swap, you can move all the damage onto that Mewtwo and then just put it back out into the world. Super great at controlling spread for you, which is nice. And the new Crushing Hammer is awesome. Oh, love it. I want to get a full play set of that for sure. And then another Gengar. So after the big 3 ultra rares, you know, we're finally starting to get you know, a reasonable amount of stuff. Another Ultra Rod, or Ordinary Rod rather, which is great. Hyper Potion, which the new Hyper Potion heals 120 for one of your Pokemon that has at least 2 energy attached, but then you have to discard the 2 energy, but still gonna see a ton of play. Love that I got the reverse. And then the new Cinderace. I was gonna say, I wonder what's the first one of these I'm gonna get of the starter evolutions, and it's Cinderace, which is awesome. Burning Kick that does 160 but discards all energy, but for only 2 energy, that's not bad if you can get it evolved. 120 is not what you want out of a stage 2, but for 2 energy, I've seen a lot worse. A ton worse. Reverse Quick Ball, yes! Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. And Switch. Love the new Switch. It looks great. Looks so great. And then new Cloyster. Really digging the art on these. Kind of, it is very colorful. Almost like a little bit, I don't want to say washed out, but it's like the colors are not deep at all. They're in some cases, they almost, the way that the effect is it's so bright it kind of borders on pastel in some cases. Or like if you turn up the color, the brightness on your TV really high, kind of like that. And another Sandaconda. And that new Stunfisk, I've gotten a couple copies of that. Get some energy disruption off of that, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited to see what the next ultra rare we're gonna get is. Got another Vitality Band. And another Chinchino, so that's cool. Nothing too outstanding. I've been seeing a lot of the same Pokemon in some of these packs. And I think this is a pretty huge set, so I'm kind of surprised. Maybe it is a little bit smaller than recent sets we've been getting. Team Yellgrunt, put an energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon into their hand. We don't have a ton of cards that disrupt energy off their Pokemon, but like, considering how fast, especially Fire and now Steel are going to be accelerating energy, and they're going to be at the center of the format, plus Lightning is still, that's not that good. That's really not that good. It's definitely not good enough. If you are wanting to do energy disruption, there are other options, but even in a format where there won't be, that card is not going to be useful. At least as far as I can tell. Graplocked. It's a pretty cool Pokemon. And more energy switch. It's always fun when you have cards that have multiple different artworks in the same set. It's kind of a cool, like, oh, you get different kinds of that thing. Unless you're like me, I like having my artwork match as much as possible. Oh, and a reprint of How. I wish he was better. Oh, and the new Raichu. But the Raichu from Cosmic Eclipse is just... it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. And yeah, man, it's been... so we got those 3 first Ultra Rares, and now we haven't gotten a single one since, which, frankly, is not the end of the world, because we kind of got really unbelievably lucky. So I am okay with it. But there's still plenty of stuff I want out of this set. Obviously, yes, I got my Primate Wisdom Oranguru. You have to use it with specific trainers to make it work really well. A lot of people like putting it into their deck, though. It's kind of like having a better version of roller skates that you can use every turn. I guess not better. You're only seeing the top card. Another Celebi. All right, I got a couple of them now. That's cool. And Great Ball seeing a reprint. It's better in a sense. Because you get to do it every turn, not have to, like, basically you get 4 chances at it and then it gets gone from your deck, and you don't have to discard one, but you only get to see the top 1 rather than the top 2. So there's a trade-off from it to roller skates, and you're still having to trade in whatever card you don't want. So all that has to be weighed up. Ooh, reverse vitality, man, that's great. And Durant. I do like the reverse vitality, man. Oh, excuse me. Had a long day at work, but it was good. And it's good to be home. Or Beetle. I'm not like hyper excited about some of the Pokemon. Some of the Pokemon in the set are going to be really great. The interesting thing, and I think I mentioned this in a previous video, is that in a sense, Pokemon has made reverse Mari. Each player shuffles their deck into their hand and puts it on the bottom of their deck. If either player put any cards at the bottom of their deck in this way, you draw 5 cards and your opponent draws 4. That's awesome. That is very awesome. It's a better judge. The only thing is, if you want any of those cards back in your hand, you won't be able to get them. But if you don't want them back, then it's perfect. It's friggin' amazing for you. Man, I really hope I get at least some different V this opening. This new Centiskorch is interesting. 100-foot flames for each fire energy attached to this Pokemon. Discard the top card, of your opponent's deck. It's gonna be really handy if you want to mill. I think there still are better options for milling, but that'll be a good one. And I need to remember to open up the Unified Minds here as a little fun intermission. And another Quick Ball. I have 2 reverses, and now I have a playset because I already had 2 regular ones that I traded for. And another air balloon, so that's cool. And another Centiskorch. I am super happy about that. The big thing for me was to get some of the tools that I've been wanting to get. We're going to open up Unified Minds here. Still plenty that I want to get out of this too, so there's always things. Yes, a noticeable difference between this and the new art. Karate Belt was always useful, and I don't know that I had a full playset, but I think I did. And then just a Crustle. Ugh. Alright, back to Sword and Shield. Yeah, I really... Oh, thank you, God. I needed more Aurora energy. I think I do have some. I think I have a couple of them. Even though it said that was my first one. Is there a different art? I thought I had at least a couple. I do need more. Dark Energy, Pal Pad, Reverse Thwacky. Everything here we've had already. Yeah, Stonejourner V. I really like this card actually, especially with the VMAX and especially in Expanded. But Stonejourner V has just a regular V. It's not as good as Regirock, but the VMAX makes it. Anyway, it's got 220 HP. Guard Press does 40 for a fighting, and it also makes it so you take less damage next turn by 20, which is nice. Mega Kick, 3 fighting energy, 150. You're gonna take out Pikarom and any other electric or even still some darkness Pokemon and some closed Pokemon that are gonna be weak to fighting. So that's great. I love Stonejourner V. It's a great card. I love that as that Pokemon. There's something about the way its design is, like the model, that it was like textured in a much better way than some of the other models in the game. It's weird. It's really satisfying to look at, though. Maybe it's just the poly count or something about the way that it's shaded that it looks that good. I don't know. Toxicroak. This is actually going to be a really good card. Specifically for the ability. Put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon during Pokemon checkup. So that's in between turns. And that stacks, which is phenomenal. There are better ways than Poison Claw to get the damage out there, but getting a bunch of these on your bench using Rare Candy would make for a crazy fun poison deck. I want to get more of those. I have not done enough with poison. It really shines and expanded, but you need to get, is it Burbank City? Something where it increases the damage from poison counters, the amount of damage counters you put. So that's really awesome. Let's see what we get here. Oh, another Aurora Energy, yes. I now know I have at least 2. I thought I had more, but I don't know in what form. So, these may be my only Aurora Energy. I'm going to find out here. But that's huge to get. It's something I need. And I need at least a couple more Marnie. Just, there are decks that are going to play more than one, so. Some decks that I've seen only play one, though, so. Zamazenta V! That's awesome! Not as good as Zacian V, but it has its place. 230 HP. Dauntless Shield is the ability, and it prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon VMAX. And the more and more, what's going to come down to for this Pokemon is the more and more that the format is dominated by VMAX, the better this card will become. But until that time happens, and right now it's really not, I can't say that this card is super over-the-top good right now. Right now, Reshizard and Pikarom and Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team are just tearing up the format. Obviously, Zacian V is big right now. But, yeah, right now, this doesn't have a place in the meta, but I can see a future where it does. I really, really can. It also has Assault Tackle, 2 Steel and a Colorless, does 130, and discards a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Really great for like Mewtwo and Mew using Aurora Energy, but until they do a reprint of double Colorless Energy, this attack will not shine the way that it could. So this is a card that I think has potential to be really good in the future, but isn't right now. We are almost done. And I am super happy. We've gotten some fun as heck pulls. And Graplocked. This new Zigzagoon too. Whenever you play it on your bench, you put a damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Can be super great, especially in decks where the specific numbers you are hitting are 10 damage, or 1 counter short, basically, of a knockout. You always have that option. You can also poison. Another Zigzagoon. Yeah, it would be really easy to make a deck out of, or to be sure you have copies of those. I really wish this Corviknight was better. Discarding 2 energy, man, if DCU was a thing, that could be really great for damage reduction. But it's not, right? I mean, I guess there is energy acceleration now with the Metal Saucer, but it's not a ton of damage on a stage 2 to output. And then you're hoping there are now enough ways to get you out of the active, so oh sweet, I now have extra quick ball. That's great. And Rotom Bike. I hate that it ends your turn. It is a cool card. I'm sure it's gonna see play. Yes, the new Professor's Research is super, 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 super important, and I got a holo, and I need more of these because the older versions aren't playable in Standard, so you can't play Sycamore and stuff. I need at least 1 more of those for sure, but preferably more than that. Something. I was hoping.
we're definitely behind on ultra rares actually in this opening. We've gotten 6, or we're really right on cue, but we're due for another one here. We're due for 2 more before the end of this video. I don't know that we're gonna get there. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. I feel like we've gotten some fine pulls, especially after watching Dandrick's opening. I'm like, yeah, we could be doing worse here. We're in pretty great shape. I will not complain. I can't believe the opening of this video either. The only Morpeko VMAX, our first ever VMAX. Oh, this is such an amazing card. Morpeko V is totally ruling the format, and now I have the VMAX version, which is what it's all about. 300 HP, and it's got max discharged. For 2 lightning and a colorless, it does 180 damage, and it also does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, which is awesome. Great damage spread. I love the Morpeko is where it is at in the format, and this is a great card, and I am super happy. Super happy. We have 10 more packs to go. Can we get another lovely card? Oh, finally, Metal Saucer. Where have you been? I need so many more of you. Do you know how many more Metal Saucer I need? My goodness. This definitely won't be the only Sword and Shield opening I do, though, let me tell you. It's gonna be hard to get all the pieces you need in this set. There's the new Galarian Zigzagoon. In reverse form. Obviously, we've been pulling in regular form. So that's cool. Since I'll be wanting to play it at some point, having the reverse is even better. This has been a great opening. It's not been like a over-the-top, world-beating opening like some of ours have, but it's been great. I'm really happy with it. It's really fun to be opening the new set. It's really fun to be seeing all the new cards. I know Robo Clash is coming sooner than later, but better late than never, right? And Cramorant. I'm not a huge fan of Cramorant as a Pokemon. I'm not a hater. Alright, I'm not a hater. There are Pokemon I like more, though. Wow, basics I haven't gotten before. That's interesting. And Rhydon in reverse form. And another Full Art Bead. Well, this card is not super playable, but I think I might trade 1 copy of that. Because it's not super playable. I got all the Ultra Rares that I'm due, so that's awesome. They weren't all the Ultra Rares that I wanted, but some of them were. And frankly, that's what matters. I got some awesome cards, and I'm not complaining in the slightest. This has been so much fun. I cannot wait to keep playing, keep opening packs. And yeah, I feel like I didn't discuss too much. You know, I was just talking about cards that I really wanted to open. But I mean, that was the whole thing. Is I haven't really opened the set before, so there was a lot to dig into. The new Berserker, super useful card. I'm glad I got the holo. Stage 1, which is totally fine. Your Steel Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponents. Super necessary for Zacian V. You want that. You want that. So I am like really happy with that. I would love 1 more Professor's Research, 1 more Aurora Energy. Man, that'd be so great. Not 1 more Hop, please. No thanks. Or Hop, I'm sorry. I said this is a reprint of how. I mean, it technically is. I feel bad that Hop got that treatment. I hate that they do that to the rivals. Don't do the rivals like that. And but anyway, this is our last pack. That's a Sudowoodo with draw power. Better to be drawing with that Sell the BB. And our last card for this video is Sable IV. Awesome, 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 awesome. This is a great card. Load search for 1 darkness energy. You put a trainer card from your discard pile in your hand, which is great. It's Junk Hunt. Is what it is. The old Junk Hunt, if anybody recalls. And then Crazy Claws for 2 darkness energy. Does 10 damage, plus 60 more for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. Dude, you spread damage out there? God, you use the... I mean, let's be real. You're using Giratina to drop 4 damage counters, and suddenly you're doing 250 damage for 2 dark energy. This is a great card. There is no end to the possibilities with this card. It is so awesome. I am so thrilled. I love it. I never get to end on a note like that. And I am really happy. I am in a really great mood, and I'm so glad that you were able to join me here. Yeah. Hopefully my trades go through. I'm trading some of these packs. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this Cosmic Eclipse, these packs yet, but we'll see. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for joining me for another edition of Live from Lavender Town. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe out there. Please keep washing your hands. Keep putting distance between yourself and others. Don't be going out if you don't have to. And, yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much again for joining us. Bye for now. From Live from Lavender Town.